Thank you very much, Glenn. What a good day here in E10 that was. A very good performance.
Yes, I would say the reaction we wanted after last week, with the effort, the fight, the attitude of the players who came into the side today who started, who didn't start last week, had a point to prove as well. I thought it was that's the minimum now. That's the minimum requisite. That you've set the standard of what you need to, how you need to work, how far you need to run, how you need to battle, and then once you get the ball, then go and play. We could have scored more. We probably should have scored more. Probably the 3 that I said before the game would have been nice. But really, really good performance. Pleased that the defence and the goalkeeper got the clean sheet that they deserved, and I'm made up for the whole team getting the first points on the board. And
it's big, isn't it, Brendan? To get those points on the board and not have a similar situation to last season.
Yeah, you don't want that hangover one from the playoff final going into that kind of typical Orient start that has become maybe the last couple of seasons where we start slowly. You just don't want that to become a thing. You want to get your points on the board early, change the momentum, and this was the perfect antidote to that. I think it was a night and day performance in terms of effort and application, and then like you could see in the second half the players were enjoying it, they were reacting to the fans, and they were kind of putting on a show out there. Yeah,
we've just seen the goal there. We'll look into the action a little bit more, but Wigan really didn't offer much today at all, did they?
No, not at all. The thing is, we made them look very average. I thought it's easy to say they didn't turn up or they wasn't good, they wasn't that, whatever. We made them look very average. Just through how we played, we just nullified any kind of threat that they had. And then when they did get it, we sort of ground them down. When they did get an opportunity to maybe go and sort of cause a bit of trouble, they just didn't have the energy for it because we worked them hard. So I don't think they're a bad side. We said before the game they're not a bad side. We just made them look very, very average. But it's all credit to our team.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the second goal then in the game. A bit better than the first. Josh Koroma, buzzing to see him off the mark.
Yeah, Koroma involved again. Obviously, assist for the first goal, and then this is it's a special finish. I think it's kind of brilliant from Adaramola and Jayasimi, and then this is what Koroma's about, just getting that yard of space, and we've seen that multiple times, just hitting the roof of the net, and a really, really good, powerful finish. The keeper's never got a chance for that.
He did have a pass on, a bit like Connolly, but he decided to shoot, so that was a great finish. I'm really, really pleased for him. He's obviously come back, had a tough start last week at Huddersfield, and then I thought he was really good. When he got the ball early to feet and he was facing their goal with the ball, you could see the panic in their defence and their defenders' faces. They were sometimes trying to double up on him because they knew he was such a threat, but there we get the turnover, we get the ball into him, and we know he can score goals in that position, in and around the box. He'll always try and get a shot off, and he did, and unfortunately he's gone in the roof of the net for us.
Well, we're going to be joined by Ollie O'Neal very shortly, so make sure you don't turn off your screens just yet. And of course, welcome to you who are watching on our YouTube recap show. We were just so good in that second half, though, Brendan. Let's take a look at some of the action because it was all us.
Yeah, we were saying that at half time, Ryan Lowe's going to have to make a change. Wigan aren't playing well here. Richie has really put in a real tactical performance there in that first half that has just nullified all of their strengths and exposed their weaknesses. They came out and obviously made a change at half time with Callum Wright coming on, a little bit more of an attacking player for one of their defensive midfielders, and it didn't really do a great deal. It was all more of the same. I don't think we went probably quite as direct as we did in the first half, but we didn't need to. We just kind of kept the press up. We were very, very high pressing. We were in their face all the time, but it was more moves like this where we get the ball on the deck and work it between us, and this is where kind of you see the technical players like Connolly and O'Neal and Jayasimi and Koroma. That's when they come into their own because they're all really, really good technicians, and when they get in and around that box, they make things happen.
But that's like you were saying, we changed our tactics slightly in the second half with not going as direct or long. We've done that, so every time we get the ball at the back, their defence is dropping off. So what that does is create space in between the midfield and forwards, And that's where our quality forwards and our midfielders, who are technically very good on the ball, then can drop into little pockets and into space, get the ball and play in between the lines. They've done really, really well to do that. I just thought winning the ball back, like we have just there in the middle of the park, was spot on this afternoon. We competed so well, and more cases than not, we won the ball and we hit them on the break.
It was pretty aimless from Wigan at times, and I think we made it look almost easy. But do you think that's credit to the O's?
Yeah, definitely. I think that passage of play we just saw kind of exemplified things a little bit in terms of when we were going long, Wigan weren't dealing with that first ball. It was always putting it out for a throw-in, misplaced clearance, we'd pick up the second ball. There, what you saw from that clip was when they went long and tried to go over the top, Dan Happy, Omar Beckles just commanding, win the first ball, get good contact on it, then we play and we win that second ball as well. And then also what you were seeing there is the harrying and getting in their faces, winning the ball back, having that energy and aggression, and it was just constant for 90 minutes, and Wigan just couldn't ever really get a foothold in the game because we were just on them all the time, and it was a really, really impressive performance from that point of view.
I thought not one of our players who started the game was less than a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
And you need that week in, week out if you want to win football games and do well in the league. I am absolutely gutted there for Connolly, because he's chased them down, he's won the ball, he's got in front of the defender there, and I think he's going to score his first goal on an O shirt, and for that to happen, yes, it made the game a bit easier, but for his work rate and everything he done on the pitch today, I thought he deserved to get a strike on goal there.
A very bad day for Stephen Sessegnon. You would not want to be sat next to him on the coach home this evening.
He'll probably miss the coach.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, a bad tackle.
But again, I think that's just a prime example of what we were doing in that game in terms of forcing them to make decisions. And whenever it was a defensive clearance like that, it's a poor touch, and then Connolly's in, or he's going to have to take him out. And that's what it was, just all game. They couldn't deal with any ball in behind. They couldn't deal with playing out from the back. The centre-backs just didn't look comfortable at all whenever we turned them around. And that's what won us the game.
As a defender, as a midfielder, whatever, you want time on the ball. You want to get the ball under control, having a nice look in the pass. You've got a couple of seconds to play where you want to do it. We didn't allow them that. And that was from the first minute. So every time they got the ball, when they may have had time, they were paranoid and panicking and giving the ball away or hitting the pass that they probably shouldn't have. And that is all down to how we set up in the first half, how the coaching staff have got into the players, and the players have executed that plan.
And do you know what else I was pleased with that I don't think we're going to have a clip of, but they had quite a lot of set pieces in different areas, corners, free kicks, and we know that has been a bit of an Achilles heel with us, not only the first goal against Huddersfield, but also the back end of last season. But they never really had a clean go at it. It was, the marking was spot on, the winning the first ball from there. Look, Wigan didn't put in, their deliveries weren't amazing, but we dealt with them really, really professionally, and I think that's something that's really pleasing given the fact that what happened last week, and then obviously you think of times in the playoffs, there were times where it was a bit scary. That looks like something we've improved upon this week.
Let's talk about Dan Happy and Omar Beckles again. They were giants. They won everything. We'll probably see a few clips now of they were half chances for Wigan, but that's because we stamped everything out, won every header.
I'm going to give them a clap because I thought they were absolutely brilliant today. Yes, did Wigan put them under too much pressure? No. But in that first half, like I said at half time, they fought, they scrapped, they were horrible to play against. And playing together, they've done it for many seasons now. They know where the other one's going to be, how he's going to cover if I go in for the ball or whatever. This was probably one of the only shots they had. And Dan Happy's there, he pulls his arms behind his back so he doesn't give a free kick away. They've done so well. They're just in and around it all the time. And like I said, I thought Dan, after last week being captain, taking the team for the first game, he would have been majorly disappointed with how the team played under his captaincy and what happened. And he came out today, and I just thought he was immense. Just, he's not normally that type of nasty, horrible defender. but he's got it in him because he done it today. He proved it today when it mattered in that first half. Second half, it was a lot easier for them, but they earned the right for it to be easy because they were horrible to play against.
And lovely to see Idris El Mazouni back in an Orient shirt doing his thing in E10. It was like he never left.
Yeah, and I think there's probably more to come as well. I think he's obviously had a little bit of an injury, that's why he missed last week, and probably only just coming back to full fitness. You can see that there were times where he can just do a little bit more, but he's just not quite at full sharpness. So yeah, really commanding performance in there, doing what he usually does, stealing the ball, picking it up and driving with it, and that's something that is so key to this Orient team in terms of sometimes when it gets a little bit stale, you just need Idris to put his foot on the ball. He can just drive into midfield and take one or two of their players out of the game, and it opens it up for us. So I think he's so important this season.
I can't remember him making a bad pass. He's very comfortable on the ball. So when he gets the ball, yes, his work rate and his positional play and everything else, but when he gets on the ball, he very rarely gives it away. He always seems to make the right decision with the ball. Whether he goes to play back and he turns like Brendan says and then he sparks an attack, or just keeps the ball and calms it down. He's very calm and influence on the team, and that's someone you really need in there.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Ollie O'Neal because we've touched on it. You know, Aaron Connolly looked really sharp, did some really good touches, getting in good spaces. Ollie O'Neal had joy. Obviously, Josh Coroma got on the score sheet. But I actually feel sorry for those that didn't score because they played so well. They deserved some goal involvements.
No, they were all brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I thought Ollie O'Neal was superb. His work rate, phenomenal today, up and down. All the team's work rate was great, but obviously he was on our side of the pitch in the second half, so you see him more. And he's just such a good player. I'm so pleased he's back to full fitness because he had his struggles last season with injuries, and I just want him to kick on. He's done really well. The goals have come, the assists have come. He's got real quality about him.
Well, he's heard everything you've just said as well, I think, because he's ready and waiting for us now over in the West Stand. Ollie, thank you for joining us. How good does it feel to pick up the first 3 points of the season in front of a packed out home ground?
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, no, it's definitely very pleasing, especially after last week. I think like our intensity and our reaction to come back from that and secure today was excellent.
Absolutely, and you look like you and the other you look like you and the four of you in those attacking positions. You look like you were really enjoying your football out there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've obviously played with Eddie before in his first stint here, and then Taylor. I've played with since I was 15 or 16 with the Ireland youth teams, so I've definitely good relationships with them too. And then I think as a front four, like obviously the quality of Aaron, Josh Coroma, and then DJ was excellent today, so it all came together quite nicely.
And a lot of new signings, obviously, and a lot in those attacking positions. Not only is there competition for places, I guess there's still a bit of getting to know each other's games, and how are you finding that now that the season's underway?
Yeah, 100%. I think we'll get better from today as well. If you look back, we'll probably come and watch it on Monday and think we could have had 4 or 5. We were a little bit better in the final third. But I think the kind of shoots of a good relationship are there between quite a few of us, which is exciting.
And we've got to give a shout out to the defensive work. Wigan didn't really have much of a say in the game at all, really, but that's because we were just so good in defence. I mean, what was your view of the back four from where you were on the pitch?
Yeah, 100%. We know the track we're going to have with Sadie and Costello working together up front, and Bex and Caps. You couldn't think of 2 better men to shackle them and go and compete aerially and things like that. So yeah, they were excellent as well.
Ollie, it's Glenn here. Well done today. I just want to ask, what was the message before the game? What was a non-negotiable from the manager regarding like what happened last week and going into the game today?
Hi mate, I think probably just to get back to who we are in terms of intensity, press, setting the tone from the front. And then obviously there's tactical things we can add on top of that, but I think in general, like 90% of games, if we can be at it in terms of our intensity, then we're going to give ourselves a good chance of allowing our quality to come through. So that was the message really.
Carabao Cup fixture on Tuesday night, then back into league action. It's good to have the fixtures, the proper fixtures back and flowing fast now. What's the feeling ahead of Tuesday now?
No, I just want to keep winning. Obviously, last year we had a good year in all the cups really, and they're some of the best days in terms of memories and achievements. And then obviously we've a big squad with lots of talented players who are keen to play. So having that run of games is important.
Well, Ollie, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Top stuff there, and a fantastic performance from him. I think you could pick any of them for man of the match. As Glenn said, I don't think anyone was below a 7. Who gets your nod?
Karoma for me. I think you can't argue with a goal and an assist, and in the end, that
You're such a stats man, aren't you? You're such a stats man.
won us the game. Ollie O'Neal was brilliant, and like you say, no one below a 7. Everyone put a shift in, but Josh Crone was the match winner today for me.
And if we're not going off of stats, then Glenn, if we're going off of vibes, who's your
I'm not going
vibes
off
man of
vibes.
the match?
I'm going off of blood, sweat and tears, and I'm going to say Dan Happy for me. I thought he was brilliant. After what happened last week, to bounce back, the way he played today, and I keep banging on about the first half, I've never ever seen him. People mention the dark arts. This wasn't dark arts. This was he was like a caged animal, and they let him free, and he just destroyed their forwards off the ball, on the ball. I thought he was brilliant, and he got his clean sheet. There's a stat for you. He got a clean sheet.
And the 3 points lift us up to 16th in the table, Brendan. I don't think we start looking at the table just yet, but Wickham in the Cup on Tuesday, Stockport on the 16th of August. 2 very tough games, but an opportunity for Richie to maybe, especially in that Tuesday game, see some more of his squad, give some players minutes. It's exciting.
Yeah, it seems like we, coupled with the fact that we probably haven't started well in the last 2 seasons, probably been the fact we've never really had an easy run of games to start the season, and this season's no different. You look at Wickham, they're up there in the playoffs last season, haven't started great, but like you say, Carabao will be a chance to see some of the lads that probably came on as subs today and give them minutes, and then Stockport is a real tough test next Saturday, and it'll be nice to meet up with them again after the events of last May.
We always win at Edgeley Park. It's a real tough test, though. They'll probably be wanting to come back and have a bit of revenge.
Yeah, that they are actually my favourites for automatic promotion this year, Stockport. I think they've won again today at Wickham. They beat Wickham away at Wickham. Very good side, made some good signings, got a very good manager. That you talking about how well we defended on corners today. Let's see how we defend on corners against them, because that's the biggest test.
Certainly is. Well, that's all we've got time for today. A massive thank you to Glenn and Brendan for joining me, and a massive thank you to you, of course, from your support wherever it is that you've been watching from. We'll see you again next Saturday when the O's take on Stockport. Enjoy the rest of your day, and up the O's.